Just trying to make my way back to the path now. I walked off it last night. It was quite dark. I can't work out how I did it. Needs to be a ditch down there. I need to get over there. Okay, no worries. I made a few mistakes last night. Because I was a bit nervous about where I was, I didn't take my clothes off and then put on my sleeping, or my pyjamas basically. Which was a mistake because you're quite sweaty, and the way the materials of my quilt and my sleeping pad, it all gets quite sticky and you stick to it and then you can't sleep and it gets more sweaty, and anyway, it's just generally horrible. So throughout the night I gradually took my walking clothes off and put my pyjamas on, and by about 3 o'clock I'd fully transitioned. Oh, that's no good light. I'd fully transitioned, and then I slept really well. So about 3 o'clock till 7, I had a good sleep. So it's just a bit amateur of me really. I should have known better. So wet. I should have known I wouldn't be able to sleep like that. But sometimes I just get nervous. Sometimes I just get nervous, and I want to sort of remain ready to leap out the tent and run off at a moment's notice, which is just daft. But like I said, by 3 o'clock I thought I'm probably going to be okay, aren't I? So yeah, I would say lesson learnt. Hey, we'll see. I think I've learnt that lesson a few times as well. I've plotted a route now. I've just plotted a route all the way home and just let OS Maps pick me a route. And what I'll do is, as I keep on going, I'll sort of review it, and if it looks like it's going to go through anywhere horrible, I'll just adapt it from there. It's saying just over 100 miles to get home, which is quite a long way actually. And I did plan on getting up really early this morning and like even 6 o'clock and getting some good miles behind me. Anyway, it's I don't know the time. It's about 9 o'clock though, or somewhere between 8 and 9. So I've not managed that, but never mind. It rained loads overnight. That was quite nice. I do like that, although the tent's wet now, so I've had to separate the inner and the outer, which is always, it just makes it a bit harder when you come to pitch it again. But hopefully the weather is lovely today, so I'm hoping that I'll get a chance just to stop and dry it out, and then I maybe can put it back together again, which will help tonight. I've had peanut M&Ms for my breakfast, so I'm fully ready to go. Feeling pretty happy, I think. Still wondering what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Just looking at that there in the path, that's in the way. But hopefully, get a few miles. My head will hopefully start feeling a bit happier. And I'll be home before I know it. weird. The Gloucester and Sharpness Canal, I think, is what the canal is called that I'm walking on now. I had to say that at the start because I know me, and I know that I will forget that almost straight away. Things are looking up now. I've made a mistake. Made a few mistakes. The route took me away from the seven way, I think it's called. Sort of tried to cut the corner, but two things don't quite work there. One is that you're constantly having to look at your map because the footpaths sort of, take lots of turns and stuff to go onto different paths and different roads. So you're constantly looking at your map to make sure you're going the right way. And the other thing is some footpaths that are on the Ordnance Survey maps, they're not there, or there'll be a lock gate in the way and something like that. So I tend not to go through over lock gates. I mean, I can climb over them, but sometimes I'll think that, or maybe they're locked for a reason. Maybe it's not really the path, and I don't really want to upset a farmer. There are exceptions, but not to upsetting farmers, but climbing over gates. But generally, I try to behave. But now, so I'm 7 miles in. I'm now following this lovely canal, so I feel good about that. I know canals don't necessarily go in straight, but it's nice, easy walking. I don't have to constantly look at my map. So I'm happy. There's a sign. I just went over a swing bridge. The little village back there. Is it Purbeck? Let's go with Purbeck. Might not be. Do you know what? I'm going to look. What it was called. Purton. The Purton swing bridge. Oh, I'm so old. Purton swing bridge. Look, that was really pretty there. So I've just crossed that, and then I'm heading down. So the sign's there. It said Gloucester Docks, a 5-hour walk, which was a little bit longer than I thought. But then shortly afterwards I passed a really friendly guy fishing, and he just said, 10 miles to go. So I'm hoping, not that he specifically said this, I'm hoping that means that Gloucester Docks is 10 miles, and I think I can do that quicker than 5 hours. So that's quite exciting, because I've not really got any food. So I'm assuming in Gloucester I can get something to eat. So that's exciting. Oh, okay, so I mean, you won't be able to see on the camera, but the Severn is over there still. Is it an estuary? I think it becomes a river, but when it's that big, is that called an estuary? I don't know. Not sure. I think it's salt water, isn't it? Is that relevant? Don't know. Yeah, that's really pretty. I could feel my mood drooping a bit this morning. I obviously didn't sleep very well, and then I get anxious and I think, what am I doing? And I've always been like this. When I was a kid, I used to get terribly homesick on school trips. I used to look at all the other kids and they were all having a great time and really happy, and I had this horrible sick feeling the whole time. And I always just think, why am I feeling like that? What's wrong with me? But now I know I was just getting anxiety about a situation, and that's what my brain does to me when I get anxiety. It makes me, it makes me just want something familiar. It makes me want something I know, and I think that's why my lift sort of now mood lifted now, because I like canals. I know where I'm at with a canal, and I know the paths tend to be nice, and I know what way it's going. So the anxiety then goes, and the mood lifts, and I'm happy again. It's funny, isn't it, brain? Anyway, I'm waffling on. Yeah, I'm going to carry on, try and get some at Gloucester, and then I guess it won't be too long after that I'll be on the. I'll have to try and work out where I'm going to camp again, or try and make sure it's not in a built-up area. Last night I was a bit near that sort of industrial area, which actually was okay, because I could hear a few voices initially. Lots of birds though, so loud. So that was okay. So maybe I was hearing things anyway. But yeah, I mean, on balance it was good. But I've had a lot better wild camps in my life as well, so let's be hopeful. Ugh. 13 miles in now. I'm making a few little mistakes. Let's start with the positives. This section, still 6-7 miles, has been amazing. Just walking next to the canal, nice easy walking, no need to think about routes and stuff. So yeah, that's been really nice. The only area that I've gone wrong really is I haven't got any food and I'm running very low on water. There was a calf back there, but I didn't really want to stop because Gloucester's still a fair way away, I think. At least another hour and a half to get to the start of it, and I really want to get through it. So I've made the decision I had a little rest back there just to dry my tent. But other than that, I've decided just to press on, just to try and get to Gloucester, get something to eat, get some supplies, and then I can get through Gloucester and then find somewhere to camp tonight. I think that makes sense. I don't think I've ever been to Gloucester before, so I don't know how hard it is to get through. So it might be, it might be fine. I might just whiz through, nothing to worry about. But I thought better to err on the side of caution and just get there and then make a decision about what to do. So yeah, this bit though has been really good fun. I've really enjoyed the walking down here. Oh yeah. Yeah, so not much more to say really. Oh, Those the walking cravings have returned, but it's not strawberries this time. I really want melon. I'm just because I cut up a melon before I left the house, and then put it in the fridge. It was for Jenny, and I just keep picturing those cold cubes of melon, sitting in the fridge, and I really want some. Now I won't be able to have that melon because it will be off by the time I get home. But Jenny says that if I get to a shop that sells it, like in the pre-prepared, she said even though I won't buy those normally because I think they're a rip-off, she says I'm allowed to buy them. It's a treat on her. I think she felt bad that I was craving it, and she had a big box full. So yeah, as soon as I get into Gloucester, I'm going to seek out pre-prepared melon. Right, first the good news. Actually, it's bad news. They didn't have ready chopped melon, so I got grapes instead, which I'm about to eat some of. Anyway, I'm not overly upset. I think it's just the juice of them I want, so grapes will be fine. I'm not quite sure what to do actually. I'm just in this really nice park. I've been out in quite busy streets and stuff for quite a few miles. I'm nearly 20 miles into today's walk. The thing is, I've got to get through Gloucester, and then it looks like Cheltenham is virtually joined on to Gloucester. I didn't realise that. I've not looked at how many miles that is, but it's currently 4 o'clock. It gets dark at 7. I don't think I'm going to get through, so I'm not sure what to do at the moment. I'm not going to camp in the city centre of anywhere. Definitely not brave enough, and that really wasn't the purpose of this trip either, to walk and camp in a city. I know some people do it, but yeah, not me. So I'm going to have something to eat now. I'm just going to, because I've not really eaten much all day. I don't feel hungry, funnily enough. Maybe I've gone past hungry. So I'm going to force myself to have something to eat. And then I'm going to have a look at my map. It might be that I just end up doing a big detour or something. End up going a lot further, but have somewhere to camp. I'll plot the route through Gloucester and Cheltenham and see how far it is. If it's only like, let's say 7 miles, I'll risk it, but I think it's going to be more. I think it's going to be a lot more. So I'm going to look at my map and make a plan. But I think I need to just eat first. Otherwise my plan probably won't make sense. It will seem sensible, and then I'll eat something and I'll go, oh my god, what were you thinking, Ben? That was really stupid. So yeah, that's the plan. Anyway, good news is I'm sat on a bench, going to rest for a bit, try not to worry too much about the position I'm in. I'm sure I'll get out of it. I'm sure will. Always do. It's not nothing's gone terribly badly so far. So yeah, anyway, time for grapes. I was wrong. Sometimes it's good to be wrong. So there is quite a big, well, it's just a few miles between sort of the built-up area of Gloucester and Cheltenham, and you go up this big hill, and the big hill seems to have a woodland on top of it. So as tempting as I am to just press on and try and get to Cheltenham, it is 6:15. I wouldn't get through before it was dark. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a wander around here, woods, and just see if I can find a spot that's relatively hidden and relatively flat, and just sit down and say I'm done for the day. I think luck's on my side, because when I looked at the map I thought, oh no, I've messed up. And you know what, it wasn't too bad walking through Gloucester. I didn't walk through the centre. On the map it looked like I was going bang through the centre, but I just was walking through housing estates and stuff like that, which is all fairly harmless and boring, but it was all fine. Only drawback is you're constantly looking at your maps, because it takes you down little alleyways, it's left down here, right down there, whatever. So you've got to constantly be looking at your phone or you get lost. But I'm not complaining, because yeah, it's all worked out. Well, so far I've not actually found a pitch. I just want to find somewhere that's a little bit shielded, that's all. Because I know there's a couple of houses down the hill. I've just walked past a field where a farmer's ploughing or doing something on his land. Tell you what, it's Sunday at 6 o'clock. They work whenever, don't they? I'm impressed. Anyway, yeah, 24 miles down today. Roughly 80 miles to go. I've just heard people, so I'm all nervous now. Oh, sure, it'll be fun. I'll just keep looking. Right. So I decided in the end to get to the top of the hill. There are some buildings over there. It looks bright on the camera, but it's quite dull now. Sun sets at 7 in half an hour. So I thought, here's the main path, and I'm down here. I think I'm just going to pitch here. It looks alright, doesn't it? I could hear some people sort of screaming and laughing. Sounds like just having fun. Although I can't hear them now. And it looks like there's not a car park up here, so I think you've got to walk all the way up that hill, and that was a steep hill to get up here. So I think it'll be all right. I'm such a scaredy cat, aren't I? I don't know what's wrong with me. It's Woodland Trust anyway, so it's not like, I don't think it's privately owned. Anyway, this is what I'm going to try and do, I think. One positive thing I realised today, my feet got drenched this morning, walking through wet fields. Now my last boots, well obviously they died on the southwest coastal path, but before that they would stay dry for a while but eventually get wet, and then I could never dry them, and then the socks inside them stayed wet. Well, these ones, yeah, I got drenched, my socks got drenched, but bone dry now. So I think that might be the better technique, just accept things will get wet and just get things that will dry quickly. Hey, I'm sure there's arguments for both, but it seems to be working so far, although the weather's been gorgeous today. The fields were wet and it rained last night, but yeah, I had to put my sun out up like that to keep the sun off me. Yeah, look like a hoodlum. Right, anyway, I'm just going to sit down for a bit, have a drink. I'll put the tent up when it starts to get dark, when I think I'm going to get away with it.